What's up, everybody? Today, we're diving deep into a personal finance classic that's impacted millions worldwide. Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. This book was a game changer for me, and I know it can be for you too, so make sure you stick with me until the very end of this video. Now, Rich Dad. Poor Dad isn't your typical financial advice book. It's a story about Robert and the contrasting financial philosophies of two father figures in his life. His biological father, the poor dad, and his best friend's dad, the rich dad. Throughout the book, Kiyosaki highlights the stark differences in their mindsets, approaches to money, and ultimately, their financial outcomes. It's a powerful lesson in how our upbringing and the lessons we learn early on can shape our financial destinies. Let's break it down. Okay, let's jump right into the core message of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Kiyosaki emphasizes that the rich don't work for money, they make money work for them. This is huge. Think about it. Most people trade their time for money, working a job, getting a paycheck, and then spending that paycheck on expenses. It's a cycle. But the rich, they think differently. They build assets. Things that put money back in their pockets, like businesses, real estate, stocks, and bonds. These assets generate income, even while they sleep. This is passive income, and it's the key to building long-term wealth. Now, Poor Dad, Robert's biological father, was all about job security. He believed in getting a good education, finding a stable job with benefits, and climbing the corporate ladder. Sounds familiar, right? It's the traditional path to success that many of us are taught. But Rich Dad saw things differently. He believed in financial literacy, understanding how money works, investing in assets, and creating your own financial security instead of relying on a job. He taught Robert that the more you learn about money, the more you can make it work for you. This chapter really challenges the conventional wisdom about work and wealth. It's not about how hard you work at a job, it's about how hard you make your money work for you. It's a complete mindset shift, and it's absolutely crucial if you want to achieve financial freedom. Rich Dad. Poor Dad hammers home the importance of financial education. Kiyosaki argues that traditional schools don't teach you what you really need to know about money, how to make it work for you, how to invest it, how to build wealth. Think about it. When was the last time your school taught you about investing in real estate or starting a business? Instead, we're taught to become employees, work for someone else, and trade our time for money. Now, there's nothing inherently wrong with being an employee, but it's not the path to financial freedom. Rich Dad emphasizes that true financial freedom comes from understanding how money works. This means learning about different asset classes, understanding financial statements, and developing the skills to manage your money effectively. It's about becoming financially literate, so you can make informed decisions about your finances. The good news is, you don't need a fancy degree to become financially literate. There are tons of resources available. Books, podcasts, online courses, and yes, even YouTube channels like mine. The key is to be proactive, to invest in your financial education, and to never stop learning. This chapter is all about understanding the fundamental building blocks of wealth, assets, and liabilities. Now this is where things get really interesting. Kiyosaki defines an asset as something that puts money in your pocket. Think about it like this. An asset is like a money-making machine. It generates income for you, even when you're not actively working. Some common examples of assets include real estate rental properties, for example, can generate passive income through rent payments. Businesses. A successful business can generate significant profits. Stocks. When you own stocks, you own a piece of a company that can potentially pay dividends and appreciate in value over time. Bonds. These are like loans that you give to governments or corporations and they pay you interest. On the other hand, a liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. It's a money drain. Liabilities cost you money, often in the form of expenses, debt payments, and ongoing costs. Here are some common examples of liabilities. Mortgages. While your primary residence might feel like an asset, it's technically a liability because it costs you money in the form of mortgage payments, property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. Car loans. Just like your house, your car is probably something you need, but it's constantly costing you money. Credit card debt. This is one of the worst kinds of liabilities because of high interest rates. The key takeaway here is to focus on acquiring assets that generate income and minimize your liabilities. The more assets you have working for you, the closer you are to achieving financial freedom. Chapter 4. This chapter really resonated with me. Kiyosaki stresses the importance of building your own assets and not just relying on a job for income. Mind your own business means focusing on creating your own financial future, not just working to make someone else rich. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean you need to quit your job and become an entrepreneur tomorrow. You can start small, even while working a 9-to-5. The key is to develop an entrepreneurial mindset, to be on the lookout for opportunities to create assets, and to be willing to put in the work to build something of your own. It could be starting a side hustle, investing in real estate, or building an online business. Whatever it is, focus on creating something that generates income beyond your job. That's how you build true financial security. Chapter 5. The power of corporations and taxes might sound a bit intimidating, but it's a crucial chapter for understanding how the wealthy protect and grow their assets. Kiyosaki explains that the rich often use corporations and sophisticated tax strategies to legally reduce their tax burden and keep more of their hard-earned money. One of the key takeaways from this chapter is that it's not just about how much money you make, it's about how much you keep after taxes. The wealthy understand this and they use legal strategies to minimize their tax liability. Now, I'm not a tax expert, so it's important to consult with a qualified professional for personalized advice. But the main point here is that understanding tax laws and how they apply to your financial situation can make a huge difference in your long-term wealth-building journey. Chapter 6. This chapter really challenges the traditional notion of work. Kiyosaki encourages readers to adopt a growth mindset and to seek out learning opportunities in all aspects of life. Instead of just working for a paycheck, focus on developing valuable skills that can help you build wealth in the long run. Rich Dad believed in acquiring skills like sales. Learning how to sell is crucial, whether you're selling a product, a service, or even just an idea. It's a valuable skill in all aspects of life. Marketing. Understanding how to reach your target audience and effectively communicate the value you offer is essential for any business or investment venture. Leadership. Being able to lead and inspire others is crucial for building successful teams and businesses. Financial literacy. Of course, understanding how money works, how to invest it, and how to manage it effectively is essential for building wealth. The key takeaway here is that your education shouldn't stop when you finish school. Be a lifelong learner, embrace new challenges, and always seek out opportunities to develop new skills that can help you on your path to financial freedom. Chapter 7. In this chapter, Kiyosaki addresses one of the biggest obstacles to wealth creation: fear. He argues that fear of losing money, fear of failure, and fear of the unknown holds many people back from pursuing their financial goals. Rich Dad taught Robert that the key to overcoming fear is not to avoid risk altogether, but to learn how to manage it effectively. It's about taking calculated risks, doing your due diligence, and understanding the potential downsides before making a move. Now, this doesn't mean you should go out and gamble your life savings. It's about stepping outside of your comfort zone, being willing to try new things, and understanding that some level of risk is necessary for growth. Remember, the biggest risk of all is not taking any risks at all. If you play it safe all the time, you might miss out on incredible opportunities to build wealth and achieve your financial dreams. Outro. Rich Dad. Poor Dad is more than just a book, it's a blueprint for transforming your relationship with money and achieving financial freedom. If there's one major takeaway, it's this: to become financially free, you must think like the rich. That means building assets that generate passive income, continuously educating yourself about money, and escaping the trap of living paycheck to paycheck. It's about taking control of your financial future and creating the life you want. What did you think of these lessons? Would you be interested in a visual summary or infographic version of this? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more videos like this one.